In this lesson, we're going to go over graphing linear inequalities. Specifically, we'll understand linear inequalities and we'll learn to graph linear inequalities. Okay? So graphing linear inequalities is really similar to graphing lines. There's two things that we need to remember that are different. First, you must determine if the line is solid or dashed. If the inequality symbol is a greater than or less than, then our line is dashed. If the inequality symbol is a greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, then the line that we draw is solid. And you must determine where to shade. It's either going to be above or below the line that we draw. It's above if it's a greater than or equal to, and it's below if it's a less than or equal to. Okay, so one note, when we were graphing lines in the form of y equals mx plus b, the line that we drew, all of the ordered pairs along this line, so all of the xy pairs, would satisfy this equation. So similar to when we solved inequalities before, our solution was a set of numbers. When we graph linear inequalities, our solution is going to be a set of ordered pairs, and the way that we denote all of the ordered pairs that satisfy the inequality or make it true is to shade. Okay, so looking at the first example, remember we talked about it's very similar to graphing lines. So we have a slope and we have a y-intercept, okay? And in this case, since we have a greater than symbol, our line is going to be dashed. So what I recommend doing is graphing the line first. Your line will be solid or dashed, and then we'll determine where to shade. So we start at 0, 1, and then we use our slope to get the next point. Since our slope is positive, you could also write this as 2 over 1. We go up 2 over 1, okay? And our line is dashed, so I'm going to make it dashed. Another thing you could do is draw it on your paper, and then if you're using pencil, erase certain parts of it to make it a dashed line. Okay, so now looking at the inequality, we're talking about y values that are above 2x plus 1. So this is 2x plus 1. Okay, y values are above would satisfy the inequality. So what I usually do is I usually pick a point on the line, and y values that are above this, or y values greater than this one, are up here. So this is where the above is, this is where we would shade. Okay, and what you can do is you could pick an ordered pair in the shaded region, plug it into the linear inequality, and see that the inequality is true. Next, graph the linear inequality. Y is less than or equal to negative 2/3 x minus 1. So our slope is negative 2/3. Our y-intercept is 0, negative 1. And this line is going to be solid because of the or equal to makes it a solid line. So first we'll graph the line and then we'll shade. So 0, negative 1, and then we go down 2 over 1, 2, 3. And this line is solid. Okay. So remember, this is negative 2/3 x minus 1. So now looking at our inequality symbol, we're looking for values that are less, or y values that are less than this line. The left is y less than or equal to, and then this line, negative 2/3 x minus 1. So I pick a spot. Y values that are below that is down here, so that gives us a sample of the region to shade. So we would shade below the line. Example 3, graph the linear inequality x is greater than y. What I would do is I would probably change the order of this so that it's semi in the form of, or that it looks like y equals mx plus b. So we have y, the inequality has to be preserved. The small side is pointing towards y in the original, so the small side points towards y when I rewrite it. So in this case, our slope is just 1, and our y-intercept is 0, so the ordered pair is 0, 0. Okay, so we start at 0, 0, and then we go up 1 over 1. This is a dashed line. Okay. And then we have to determine where to shade. Again, this is x, y equals x is that line there. And so we're going to shade below. Okay. Example 4, graph the linear inequality. So we have 2x minus y is less than 2. Again, I would get this into the form to where it looks like mx plus b on the right-hand side so that you can use the slope and the y-intercept to graph it. So I'm going to start by subtracting 2x from both sides. So we have negative y is less than, I'm going to write the negative 2x first. Then the 2x is negative and the 2 is positive, so I've kept the signs. And then I divide by negative 1. Recall what happens when you divide by -1. We must change the inequality sign. So this is y is greater than 2x minus 2. And then we continue graphing from here. We have our slope, our y-intercept, and our line is going to be dashed. So we have -2, and then we go up 2 over 1, and we make this a dashed line. Okay. And we're shading values that are greater than 2x minus 2. So again, look at a point. Above is up here, so then we do the above the entire line. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.